It's Daniel Kahn with the Student Voice here to interview Mrs. Ross and Mr. Corbin. My first few questions will be directed towards Miss Ross. What is the school sustainability team and what does it consist of?
The sustainability team was an initiative by Mr. Shedler, who called for a group of volunteer teachers to try and make CDL a greener place. Some teachers decided to form subgroups, so we have a group working on the sustainable garden, and my group, for example, concentrated more on issues to do with reuse, reduce and recycle.
My second question is, how is CDL campus trying to improve what has not been such a great track record on recycling on campus?
So on campus we have tried to recycle PET plastic, so bottles with the logo PET at the bottom. We have had a few certificates in the last 2 years showing off the number of bottles we've collected, but students were not very consistent with this, and now we're bringing some bigger recycling stations asking everybody to recycle in a more consistent manner. And I think that through the presentations that we have done in assembly and in advisory time explaining about what to recycle in each section and why we're doing this, I think students are getting a stronger message and are starting to change their behavior. The good thing is that we're already recycling a lot of things at CDL, and some students don't often realize, but all the lost and found property that is not collected goes to the Red Cross or to the organization led by Mrs. Mitchell for the refugees. We're also recycling IT consumable items. We're recycling neons and bulbs, batteries, wood, aluminium. Kitchen waste is recycled through the campus company and goes into a general compost. So that is reassuring when we see that a lot of students are helping themselves to too much food and do not finish their plates. However, the right action in the first place would be to just help yourself to what you're going to eat and guide the people who are serving your plates, asking for less, for example. We're recycling the grass that is being mowed around the school and the coffee capsules. Last year we had a project to recycle books, and a lot of students and teachers were invited to put their books in recycling bins that then were collected by an association to open a library in Congo. So we're hoping to continue this in the future. So there is a lot going on the surface, and I don't think that we should be disheartened by the fact that, the recycling stations are not being well used at the moment. It is a new habit that everyone needs to learn how to get on with.
Okay, awesome. So my third question and my final question actually to you will be, what project is the school currently working on other than the wide span of recycling?
Well, I have several ideas. My two current projects are how to use less disposable plastic at CDL. Especially some students are helping me focus on the amount of plastic cups that are being used around the school. And the other thing I am interested in is to get the school to use a green browser. There are some more eco-friendly options than Google. One is called Lilo and the other one is called Ecosia. And we're currently trialing these two to see if we can then invite the whole school community to use them.
Okay, that's awesome. And my final two questions will be directed towards Mr. Corbin. What is the sustainable garden?
Okay, well, 2 years ago, we were granted 2 plots of land near the Mandela building between Mandela and Newport Tenor. And essentially these 2 plots play 2 roles. One of the plots is to introduce basic gardening and to get young students, especially in primary, just get them used to gardening and being outside, mixing with nature and planting plants, harvesting, etc. And the second plot, which is aligned with the IBCP sustainability course, is more primarily aimed at demonstrating sustainable agricultural processes and basically trying to experiment with techniques which could be applied at a wider global scale, which would reduce water consumption, reduce the need for fertilizers and chemicals, You know, I could go on and on and on. You know, it could be to improve rural unemployment. Obviously, this is a very small plot. It's not designed to feed, you know, very many people. It's really just designed as a learning tool to practice out some techniques that we're learning in class. Having said all of that, you know, both plots are available for anybody to roam around. It's not off limits to anybody, and we welcome anybody to come forward and share their ideas for any idea, you know, anything they would like to practice or to bring to the garden.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. My second question will be, is it true that students can take sustainability as a subject on the IBCP program?
Yes, it is. So I'm very happy to be part of this new program offered by CDL. There are a few careers choice options, but one of them is sustainability management. And this is a course that works in partnership with SUMAS, which is an organisation up the road, the Sustainability Management School. And it's you know, it's the forerunner for the university course or several courses that they operate there. So for any students who are passionate about sustainability and, you know, want to make a difference in the world and learn about you know, the degradation that's happening in various spheres around our planet, this is the course for them. You know, students should approach it in the same way that they approach any IB subject. There's the same rigor. There are just slight changes that students will go through several field trips. They'll visit SUMAS and have experience of working with local companies and organisations like Ramsar and the WWF that SUMAS have. They're lucky to, you know, have all these links over in Glon. But yeah, so it's a 2-year program, and, you know, we try and align as many of the topics as possible to the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs that the UN have announced. So it's, you know, it's highly relevant, and we try and make it as interesting and as informative as possible.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mrs. Ross. Thank you for taking the time to come with the Student Voice to talk about sustainability, and I think it's very interesting.
My pleasure.
So this is Daniel Khan again with the Student Voice signing off.